Oh my goodness. We are doing this again. I'm so excited, y'all, that we are back for another TIMBP Live, despite the massive, catastrophic failure that occurred on Thursday evening. Can't keep a good thing down. Is that what they say? I think it might be what they say. I truly don't know. But the good thing is, I'm here. I'm tired, though. So that's cool and fun and exciting. But the good thing, again, is that we're here. And I'm super, super pumped to be making up for the botch of a stream on Thursday night. If you were watching on the replay right now, thank you so much for being here. If you are here because of last night's incredible display of bourbon knowledge and power that came from the podcast and the Bourbon Junkies over on ADHD Whiskey's channel. Welcome. Things are a little different here. But that being said, super happy to have folks in tonight. I know that this was a little bit guerrilla style, but here we are. I'm happy to be around. I really, really am. Nick Foles, Todd Koopa, Scott Pigsley, guys, welcome. Gonna give it some time for some people to hop in here as well. Maybe we'll pour a little something while we're waiting, and to just kind of get the palate nice and loosened up. Go for this guy. Mostly within arm's reach. Oh, Chris, good to see I'm working again. I am happy to be back in the swing of things. Not feeling so nervous or so stunted by the insanity that was that stream. Just everything decided it was going to freak out on me. But the good news is, you can't see that actually. But it's early times bottled and bond. Woo! Excuse me. Good thing is, I got a new camera coming tomorrow, so that quality will be upped again. Thank goodness. And yeah, I think I'm gonna move back to being here. I think I'm gonna move back to the original locale, just because it feels a little bit more comfortable, and I think it feels right. It feels more right. So here's what it is. Oh, thank you, Todd. Thank you. I appreciate that. The allergies have just been awful today. Some streamers have had a few issues over the last few days with freezing. That's fair. That is fair. But again, I've got a cool new webcam coming. It's getting here tomorrow, so I will at least have some better quality video, and still, of course, working on the lighting. But looks pretty good so far. It's a surprise, Papa Ritter. Well, that's what you get when you got a bad stream on a Thursday night. You gotta make up for it, dude. Oh, man. Tired. Spent most of the day out at the racetrack, watching the horses, drinking some bourbon, and now I am here with you fine folks. And I'm super happy to be here. I truly, truly am. I needed to sit down. I was on my feet for most of the day, so it's nice to have a little break. Feel a little bit of relaxation. I want to give some folks some time to filter in. So we're going to kind of start out a little bit slow. We'll work our way up in terms of what we're doing. Daniel H. So what up, Perry? Finally catching a stream. Hello, Daniel. Sorry, this is not my my normal time. This is a makeup stream for my Thursday nights. Thursday night stream that's kind of fell off the rails a little bit, but that's okay. It is what it is. Chris Keeneland is great, and with COVID, it is a reduced capacity, so lines are not as long, crowds are not as big, and it was good, man. It was good. Most people were masked up. Some people were masked up. There were masks. I don't know if they were all on people's faces, but they were present. So that's what I like about being vaxxed up. My brain just totally short-circuited on that word. But anyway. Papa Ritter says you do have to. Allergies are poop here too. They've just been bad today. I don't know what it is. Eden's starting to develop some seasonal allergies as well. So, which is fun. You find hazmat perfect for sneezes, sniffles, whatever. Daniel said, I'm usually out here doing briskets and pork butts on Saturday evenings, so this works out while I'm doing that. Awesome, man. Very cool. Yeah, so I'll give you a little bit of a background, Daniel. I had a stream planned for Thursday evening, this past Thursday the 15th, and my internet was freaking out on me, my camera was freaking out on me, and it just did not, it just absolutely imploded, and so I had to kind of call it no less than 5 minutes in, no more than 5 minutes in, actually. So I had to make up for it some way. Yes, I do remember you, Daniel. Absolutely. It's very nice for you to nice of you to stop by. I appreciate it. Scott Pigsley said, got my second shot today, and it's starting to kick my butt. Hope you're hanging in there, buddy. Bill Robarge, or William Robarge, what's cracking? I'll do you one better. What's crack-a-lackin'? See, I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm down with the clowns. That's not right. That's not a thing people say. What's everybody drinking? Hope it's something good. Dad, I was lucky I didn't have any symptoms from my second shot, as you well know. Sarah, my sister, on the other hand, got absolutely pummeled by it. So, she had Moderna, I had Pfizer. So, we're buds. You can call me Bill Silly Goose, Billy Silly Goosey. I like that. That's pretty funny. But you gotta be careful because there's another bird guy who hangs around me, the Birdman himself. So you gotta be careful because he might, if he sees a goose, his brain just kind of misfires. And he's like, oh no. So, Chris, Lil probably will not be in as she is away down the Gold Coast drinking last night with her girlfriend, so no word from her. And I started work Sunday morning shift. One coffee already down. Not bad. Bill's got that second shot hangover going. No worries. Alex Weismiller. Hi, Alex. How are you, man? Hey, Perry. Pollen covering everything here in Speedway, Indiana. Eee. Todd Cooper's drinking on some Wilderness Trail 6-year. Nice. Daniel H. Have a little Balcones rye going. Seems no matter what's going on or what I'm trying to having to try food-wise, it always tastes the same. Balcones rye is okay to me. It's like overly minty to the point that I have a hard time kind of dealing with it. But call me Maverick? Sure thing, Goose. Dane was sick for 2 weeks. Dane's immunocompromised. It's my brother. It's the sibling in between me and Sarah. And he basically kind of had COVID after he got the shot. He was down and out for 2 weeks. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Seeing if I have anything. It feels like my camera lens is a little foggy. Hey, there we go. Get that smear wipe off of it. This is Balcones Rye Cask Strength, American Oak, much less minty. I don't know if I've had the cask strength, actually. Oh, I got the Top Gun reference. Absolutely. 100% did. That's why I said, that's why I called you Gooseback. So, am I about to sneeze again? For real? Terrific. Incredible. Oh, man. Excuse me. I'm holding a tissue and I just sneezed into my arm. I don't know what that's about. Oh, the allergies. The allergies. I'm happy. Let me just say, I'm going to take some time before I get into this flight. I'm going to do it, but I'm just happy to kind of chill. Just happy to hang out for a little bit. So, thank you, Todd. Todd's my official sneeze blesser. When I sneeze. What up, Pat, over at Bourbon Nude? I said noob, but it almost sounded like nude, but it's noob. Alex Weismiller got yucky yesterday. Got lucky yesterday and found a bottle of Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof. It's good, but not as good as the Elijah Craig BP. I totally agree with you. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof will forever be my my baby, my favorite pour in the world. But I do have a sweet spot, a soft spot in my heart for Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof. Patrick said, I'm pretty sure you just made me sneeze. It's possible. Balcones has picks. They do it cask strength. One American Oak, the other Euro. Euro has more of that minty flavor going. Allergies are killing me too. Did the tour get canceled this morning? It did. It did get canceled. So, good stuff. Bourbon Nude is your OnlyFans. So, Daniel H., I will run through what the plan is for tonight. And it's what I was going to do on Thursday evening for my normal stream. And I'll give you a little bit of background. So I am part of the Matt Madness Bracket Challenge over at ADHD Whiskey's channel. If you're not following him yet, please go and do so. And I am going up against Sarah from It's Bourbon Night in the first round. And Sarah has a great palate, and I'm scared for how I'm going to do in that round. So I wanted to do a little bit of palate training. I want to give some time to adjust my mindset. I also have the benefit of a couple of weeks out from my stream where I'm challenging Sarah and Marie's barking. And that means I kind of get a little bit of time to read into what it is that Matt is doing for the competition itself. So it is going to be a matchup. I'm a little scared, but I'm very excited, Daniel. I'm very excited. Mama Ritter asked if Eden won any money at Keeneland. She did not. We lost a whole $2, so we're not going to be able to eat this week, unfortunately. So, thanks, Lucy. I'm kidding. Oh, Bourbon Noob has Patrick has something for Dad. He's going to send to me. Awesome. Hashtag Team Pear Bear. Team Pear Bear all the way, man. I'm gonna do it. Hopefully I don't go to Keeneland that day. I won't. It closes next Friday for the meet. But I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited for well, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks away. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so much fun. I don't know if anybody watched last night's stream on ADHD Whiskey's channel. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was the podcast versus the Bourbon Junkies, and boy, oh boy, was it something else. Patrick and Trev got everybody emotional last night on the Bourbon Wrench live stream. Cool. Sounds about right. Who else is going live tonight? I honestly don't even know. I'm not usually. I wasn't trying to step on anybody's toes by going live tonight, but I'm just curious what the plan is here. Oh, by the way, Snuffy Chats. It's our super chat system. Since we don't have super chats set up just yet, there's a couple ways to do that. You can find all the links in the description below. One is straight through Stream Elements. It's just a tipping system. It shows up right here on screen, up in the top right-hand corner. Wait, left-hand corner. Jeez. I'm real good with directions. And everything goes right to me. It goes right to the channel. Helps us out. You're not sure if Clifton is live tonight or not. I'm not sure if he is either. Hot Buttery Rolls is about it, but I never pop in on it. Yeah, I haven't seen Clifton live on Saturday night in a while. Maybe I just feel like it's been a while and I haven't really noticed. But did Papa Ritter get his can koozies? Not yet. I still have them. I need to get them to him. It did work this time, Nick. It did work this time. Hallelujah, right? I think I was doing too much. I was trying too many different things over the past few weeks. And I just straight up ordered a webcam yesterday. So I couldn't keep dealing with it. It was just stressing me out. I was so tired of it. And so I'm probably going to move back to this spot for streams, I think. If I don't, it'll still be, I'll go back to being behind the bar. But all in all, it's all good. I did get to go on Drew P. Whiskey's live stream on Thursday night, though. I don't know if y'all caught that, but it was quite fun, man. It was a lot. I got to talk about the podcast and my journey with it, and I really enjoyed it. So if you guys haven't watched that yet, go check it out. You saw I tried to bring the stream back to life, then it just never came back. You're right, Nick. I did try to bring it back a couple of times, and it failed miserably. It was bad. 692. Yeah, we're getting close to 700 subscribers. It's pretty dang cool. Need more Rocky music for this. A montage? I'll have to film a montage. That'd be pretty funny, actually. This is more intimate. Yeah, I think I might just go back to this setup. I felt very distanced from the chat and from everybody when I was behind the bar, and it's strange. Like my brain wasn't. I went into like a weird, I don't know, like hyperactivity mode in my brain. I don't know what it was, but it didn't feel like the same thing. So What's that red character back behind me? Say, I remember that guy from high school back in the day. This is my and I'll tell a story about this guy as well. So this is my first appearance Spider-Man Funko Pop, and try to get a better shot. He's got the webs under his arms as well. So I got this guy a couple of weeks ago. I was incredibly excited about it, and he was on my stream. He was hanging out on my stream like he was my guest. But I was kind of moving him around a little too much, and he fell off of the bar. I was like, dadgummit. I kind of had to leave him because I was in the middle of a stream, and when I went to go pick him back up, he had a stand that was on his back that broke off. And I was just like, well, crap. So now he rests in this rocks glass behind me, which is fine. A strange Ricky Bobby hand moment was had behind the bar. Did kind of feel like that, didn't it? Did kind of feel like that. So, what are you going to do? Now I just get to go back to not being sure where any of my stuff is. And being confused. Oh, that Spider-Man I was singing that goofy little comedy cartoon that was on YouTube? Can't remember the name of it, though. What's he talking about, Pete? I don't know. I truly don't know what the name of the character is. Dad wants to know what time is it down under. That's funny. Thought I heard something weird. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I'm moving back over here. It just feels better. Feels more at home. So maybe we'll start filming the podcast too. I've been thinking about that a lot more recently, and with the incoming webcam, I think it'll be a little bit easier, so I can just kind of record everything in one spot all at once, just on the computer. So good stuff, man. I'm having a good time just hanging out and chatting. I know I've got this flight to do, but maybe we'll save it. Maybe we'll just hang out and have a good time tonight. I don't know. I just really wanted to make up for how poorly that stream went on Thursday. Strong Bad. I don't know Strong Bad. I'll have to look up Strong Bad. But right is right, Pat. You're not wrong about that. Everything feels right here. So, I was just trying to do too much. Trying to change things too quickly. I think I will still keep the I still haven't put this freaking video out because I haven't had time to. But when I do YouTube reviews or YouTube content, like edited videos, I think I'm still going to go behind the bar just because it's less impact on me, I feel like, and just seems to be it's different. This is where I sit to record the podcast, and I guess this is where I sit to do live streams officially again. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna change it up when I'm doing edited videos, edited content. You said now that I looked it up, it doesn't look like my Spider-Man. That's fair. That's fair. I am back to saying that's fair more, though. Surely you guys missed that. Surely you missed my catchphrase from live streams of "that's fair," which sounds so dismissive, but I promise you it's not. I'm not trying to be dismissive at all. Smell that cat litter. You ever just take in a big whiff, Smell that cat litter. But have you ever tried it in a Norland? I have a good time here on these live streams. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. It's a good time we're having. I don't know why I went Christoph Waltz there for a second. But well, I guess we could get into these samples. What am I drinking first? I'd like to taste along if I have it. I don't know what I'm drinking first because this blind flight was set up by my wife. And so the purpose of it, of course, was to train myself for my competition or my leg of the competition in Matt's Madness Whiskey Challenge. Seems like everyone has had a tough couple of days recently. Glad you guys are all here. I'm glad you guys are all here too. I appreciate everybody being here. I needed a little bit of a relief, just to kind of hang out and do a more low key stream. And I don't feel as stressed out as I did when I was standing up behind the bar for the streams. So that's a positive. But back to what we were talking about, Pat. I did start out with, and I haven't had a sip of it yet, but I poured a little bit of Early Times bottled in bond because why not? He said, fine, easy BP it is. Hey, man. Dad, by the way, speaking of blends, I've got a really good blend that I'm going to get you to try sometime soon. It's fantastic. I was blown away by it. But Russell's Reserve and Evan Williams single barrel. I'd give it a shot. I don't see why not. Clifton and I were talking last night about doing a kind of a blend off and sending our samples over to Matt Porter over to ADHD Whiskey to be our judge for it. I'm pumped. I really want to do that. It's fun. It's a fun idea. So, your week was poopy, so hoping for a better week ahead. Better week indeed. Drink, what did I do? What did I do? Cool. Hey, you're welcome. Oh, all right. Hi, Matt Porter from ADHD Whiskey, who had a fun stream last night. I've got this. Wow, that is light. Dang. I've still got this flight, and I want to get into it, but I'm also just enjoying hanging out with you people. So, we may as well. Let's kind of get into this. Oh boy, Trouble's here. Trouble's been here. Bill. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of this. Speaking of Russell's Reserve, I did find a 2014 or earlier single barrel with the old label on sale for $40 yesterday. Super pumped about that as well, Daniel. If there's any more of that, I would be interested in maybe purchasing a bottle, unless it's all gone now, or unless you want to buy more of it for yourself. But I would love to have an old bottle of Russell's Single Barrel. That is one of my favorite bourbons, hands down. And the old bottles are just so good. They're so special. All right, so what Lucy did for me was she poured 4 whiskeys. Each of them are blind. They come in sample bottles. And she just numbered them. She gave me everything, all the answers, in a little folded up, taped semi-taped piece of paper. It's double blind. I have no idea what's in this. I'm going to try my best to ascertain proof, age, and distillery for all of these, as well as secondary grain, because I know that's something that Matt has been doing for his competition. Matt, is there anything else that I need to throw in there as well that I may have forgotten? Because she poured all the pappy. I don't have any pappy, so it was their last one, but I'll definitely check with the owner and see if they have more. They have lots of random bottles like that. Any other random bottles, man, I'm down for. My goal right now is to find at a good price an old bottle of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and I'm probably gonna have to shell out a little bit of money for it. I know, but it's something I need to do. State of distillation and whiskey type. Okay. I don't think there's going to be any MGP in here. There might be some Tennessee whiskey. But whiskey type. See, that's the other thing. This is all bourbon or rye. So, I mean, I will probably be able to ascertain that from the samples. I need to do my own kind of training or practice or research when it comes to some of these different styles of whiskey. Getting a little bit more familiar with Jameson. Jameson is the first thing that I thought of when I thought of Irish whiskey. But with Irish whiskey, studying Scotch a little bit more, and also trying to dive into some more Canadian whiskey. But some of what folks have gone through with this competition so far. So yeah, I know that maybe I'm thinking a little bit too much about this as well, but I want to do well. I really truly want to perform well in this competition. So taking my time, learning, practicing, and doing it all. A month ago they had Booker's Country Ham. Nice. Love that bottle. Operator's hopping off so we can go make dinner. The audio dropped. Balls. Can't get through a daggum thing without without a slight technical difficulty. Oh, he does still have B919 and A120. A120 is one of my favorite ECBPs. I don't know if I've had B919 in a while. That would be... I'd take one of each, honestly. Truth be told. So. All right. Let's do this. Let's see how I fare in my training session for Matt Madness. Sample 1, I think, is a little bit lower proof. Based on the nose, I would probably go 90 to 95. It doesn't really have a lot of complexity. There's kind of a honey note, kind of like honey buns. The smell, it's got that doughy kind of honey bun smell to it. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but those sticky, gooey, honey-covered pieces of bread that you get in like a package in vending machines, I'm sure they sell them by the carton or box or whatever at Kroger, but I only really have association with them and vending machines. Because I was in middle school. I was like, oh, I'm going to go get a honey bun. And it was sticky. and I didn't like it. It tasted good, but I hate that. I hate that kind of thing. I hate that kind of thing. It drives me crazy. I might honestly go even lower than 90 proof on this one. It also smells young. Less than 5 years old, I would say. Let's check it out. Well, there's not much on the front of the tongue, but it sure does hang around towards the back. It's got a little bit of heat. The palate's pretty thin, though. I still think that this is in the low 90s. Little Debbie snacks. Absolutely. You're actually going to open the Russells. It is an appropriate place for you to do so. I would love to drink some Russells. I might drink some Russells tonight. That doesn't sound too bad. Doesn't sound too bad at all. I think I'm still going to stick with around 90 for this. It's a bourbon. And I would say 6 to 8 years. I would comfortably probably say 7. Let me have another sip before I decide on the secondary grain. There's nothing on the front end of the palate. It's like it skips right to the back. If I remember correctly, that's a key identifier of a wheated bourbon. So I'm gonna say it's the secondary grain is wheat. I'm gonna go with that on this. It's not bad. It's by no means bad. It's just a little flat, little thin, kind of light on the palate there, but still good. So, 90 proof, about 7 years old, Kentucky bourbon, wheat as the secondary grain, and I don't remember the other thing. What's the other thing? Wheated bourbon? Or whiskey type. It's a bourbon. From Kentucky. I don't know. I think I lost it. Somewhere along the way. That's okay. All right. Sample 2. My wife blinded me last night, and I shocked myself by picking out that it was a Maker's Mark bottle. I love Makers, man. Those private selects are so daggum good. The wood finishing series, that cast strength too. I need to get another bottle of the cast strength. Haven't had one in a while. So, all right, sample 2. That's definitely higher proof. The rye spice is definitely coming through on the nose on that as well. So, I mean, automatically I can tell just by the nose that it's rye is the flavoring agent, or the secondary grain. Also on the last one, maybe just to throw it out there, I think it might be a Heaven Hill wheated bourbon. I think. That's just kind of me guesstimating, but just for the sake of why not. Now, okay, I want to step back. This might be a rye whiskey itself. So I don't want to go ahead and say that rye is the flavoring agent. It could be the primary grain. So I'm going to step back for a second there. That's really nice. I can't wait to find out what that one is. I've really enjoyed that first sip. It was kind of oatmeal cream pie-y. Going back to Little Debbie snacks. That was tasty, man. I like that a lot. That's got a lot of depth to it as well. Proof on this one's tough. I think it's right about 100. I think honestly most of these are going to be Kentucky bourbons. I don't think this is a rye. I'm pretty certain this is a bourbon. I'm going to give it rye as the secondary grain. Age. Oh. Age on this one's tough. Because the proof could be masking the age. It could be a higher proof with a lower age. But I don't know. I think that the age is kind of giving it a leg up in a lot of ways. I'm going to say this one's around 8 years old. 8 years old, about 100 proof. Rye, Kentucky bourbon. Bourbon again. Let me take another sip before I give a distillery guess. Slightly nutty. It kind of reminds me of the Jim Beam bonded profile. It's quite oily as well, which almost makes me lean towards something like Distiller's Cut. For bonus points, I'm gonna say it's a Beam product. It's got Beam characteristics to it. So comfortably, I'm gonna say Beam. Ooh, that's a good trade there, Pat. That is awesome. You're extra 1894. Sounds good though, man. If you can hop on, if we're still here, I don't know if we'll still be here or not. Daniel said this is a little different than the current Russell single barrel. Reminds me of some of the older Targhee 101s. Nice. Very nice. All right. Sample 3. Sample 2 was really good. I'm still digging on it. And I'm looking forward to going back and finishing the rest of it as well. Okay. Sample 3. Might stream in the truck just to listen. Hey, man, it helps. It helps a lot. I appreciate it. So. You know, this could be a barely legal rye. There's a chance that this is the first rye whiskey. But it's also kind of it's fruity. It's really aromatic, and the legs are crazy. I kind of feel like this might be a non-chill filtered whiskey. I'm not sure though. Well, hello to you, Donnie, the Linux cat. That's our first blue wrench of the evening. Thanks for being in here, buddy. Hello to you, Jean de la Cuisine. Croissant? Cuisine? Jean de la Cuisine? I don't know. I truly don't know. Just got back from dinner. Awesome. Oh, Daniel, I'm so jealous that you get to have that bottle. I really wish I had one, man. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. Welcome. Appreciate you guys being here. We're gonna keep going for a little while. I know that Hot Buttery Rolls is going live at 8, so we might keep going until then. Tips are still open. Snuffy chats are still open. All that is down below, so go and check it out. Appreciate y'all. Oh, you didn't know I was doing this tonight. I posted about it in the group chat, Donnie. You must have missed it. It's fine. It was mostly just me making up for for Thursday night. But let's check out sample 3 here. The more I get into it, the more it smells younger. I don't quite think that it's a rye bourbon. Clifton, it's all good, buddy. I posted about it in the group, but it's off. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. Jean is having a Jack Daniel's single barrel. Totally allowed, man. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, even better. So, yeah. I told y'all, Clifton. I told you guys in the chat. He's like, come on, man, you gotta tell us. I said it. I said I was going to go live. So, I don't know. Maybe you were still asleep. Could have been. Also, thank you all for being here on a Saturday night. I know this is not my normal time, but appreciate you guys being here. Really, really do. So. Lucy just sneezed too. You feel like you vaguely remember me mentioning it yesterday. That's funny. Said I might do this. That's fair. Terrence Scott. Hi, Terrence. Good to see you, my friend. This one's weird. This one kind of, it reminds me of the first sample, but it's got a presence up front that the other one didn't. I'm gonna say this one's a bourbon as well. I'm not entirely sure on distillery just yet. I'll give it another sip. Did I figure out what was causing issues on Thursday? Multiple things, Donnie. First of all, it was my internet. Second of all, it was my stupid computer not wanting to read my my camera. And this is not the new webcam. The new webcam is coming in tomorrow. and that's what I'll be using from here on out afterwards. I just kind of changed the lighting up a little bit. I didn't do too much with it from where it was based on when I was behind the bar. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Oh, Clifton, that was you that asked that. I might have said Donnie. But no, it's not the new webcam. The new webcam is getting here tomorrow. And so that's where I'm going to. I'm going to move back to sitting here. Got a very grumpy baby, apparently. Tipping, also known as Snuffy Chats. It is available right there. Streamelements.com/thisismybourbonpodcast and all the other crap that's behind it. But yes, appreciate everybody who donates to the show, helps me out. Appreciate everybody as well who might be a new subscriber. You can see we are up to 692. We're getting really close to 700. Freaking fantastic. Gary Ollie, I think, is the newest one. You were suspecting my internet connection because the latency was over 30 seconds. Dude, I don't know what was going on. I was the only one using the internet on Thursday night. I was getting basically a frame every 2 seconds from the camera, and it made no sense. It made absolutely no sense. So once I got done, and before I got onto Drew P. Whiskey's live stream, I reset our internet connection, and it worked fine. It was like everything. Yeah, it was perfect. So, Grumpy Baby's yuck. I've been dealing. She's just tired. She's had a long day. She went to the racetrack with us. Moody 2-year-old. That's fair. It's a big leap, indeed. Yeah, we were been sitting around 685. So going on Drew P. Whiskey's channel kind of bumped us up a little bit. So if you are here because of them, if you're watching because of Drew and Brian, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And welcome. Please like the video, bell notification, all that stuff. The thing we say. Every YouTuber says. Appreciate your time. It's important. I better get back to this sample, because I'm having a tougher time with this one. It really smells young. I would say it's under 5 years. I would say it's under 4 years, actually. Probably closer to 2. It's got these like light icing and cake notes on it. Come on, 1K is right. Let's get the channel to 1,000 subscribers soon, please. Daggone it. There is a tobacco note on there as well, though, that is really quite interesting. I don't normally get tobacco with a lighter nose, but I'll take another sip because I'm pretty stumped on this one, I'll be honest. Yeah, it just kind of smells and tastes like it might be a craft product. I think this is a rye bourbon. It's got to be made in Kentucky. Proof can't be too far over 90. Comfortably, I'm going to sit it at about 96. I'll say 95, actually, just to be careful. It's not light. It's pretty viscous, and it's got a good mouthfeel. It's just not a flavor profile that I'm super crazy about. So I'm kind of a pass on this one. I don't even really know what distillery this is. I'm not super familiar with this flavor profile. I don't know. Oh, Clifton. The biggest advantage of me working from the office again is that I get to listen to the podcast on the commute. Jeez Louise. Been missing that. Appreciate you, man. I started, so I had kind of done the opposite. Where I'd been working from home, I started listening to or watching YouTube videos watching more YouTube content. And so I stopped listening to podcasts for a few weeks, and I got super, super backed up. And I'm caught up for the most part. I've got a couple of shows that I need to kind of power through. Thank you, Jan Cock? Jan Coke? I don't know who that is. Is that Jean? But we got a... oh, there it is. Yeah, it is Jean. Long-time viewer, first-time Snuffy Chatter. Thank you so much. Cheers to you, buddy. Appreciate you much. So we'll say... clink. Yeah, so your subs... your subs do show up on the screen. But your Snuffy Chats also show up on the screen here. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ooh, Rabbit Hole's a good guess. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, man. I got the notification on my phone, and then I was like, what the heck's going on? And then all I had to do was just look up at the screen to put two and two together. I don't know why you were the first one that came to mind as well, but here we are. So, yeah, it comes up on the screen. So, appreciate you, man. It's awesome. You know what? I actually kind of, Terrence, now that you bring that up, I could see this being the High Rye Rabbit Hole product. High Gold, I think is what it's called. Yeah. Which I like for the most part, but Blind is just not holding up that well. So, is what it is. All good. So, let's move on to sample 4. Time to PJ the Littles. It's about sleepy time for our sweet little 6-month-old baby as well. But, Terrence, I'll be here probably until about 8 o'clock. So, if you are still around, your name doesn't really work great in English. That it does not, Sean. That's actually pretty funny. Thank you for for giving me that chuckle. All right. So sample 4 in this blind flight. This smells finished. It smells like a wine finish. I don't know if it is. I don't have many finished products in my collection, so I have the benefit of kind of being able to whittle down a couple of things and not necessarily, know what everything is, but I can kind of in general just say it's probably this or it's probably that, or closer to this or closer to that. So Clifton's live at 9. Yeah, I'm getting out of the way for you for sure, Clifton. Hot Buttery Rolls. Chris Britton is going live at 8. So I wanted to make sure too that I was out before then. But initially I had planned on going live at 6, and we didn't get home until 5:45. So just not wasn't able to get anything set up before then. Clifton, what are you doing on your stream tonight? I need to watch. I need to watch your stream, my friend. I still think it smells finished. The legs are pretty long as well. Maybe my nose is broken today. I don't know. Oh. Oh, that's good. That is incredible. Thought his live was at 10. Maybe he's going. I think it. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not Chris. Somebody's going live at 8. I can't remember. Bonus Saturday TIMBP stream indeed done. It's mostly a makeup stream. It's not really a bonus, but you know. Sample 4 is great though. Rye bourbon, definitely not a rye whiskey. Rye bourbon. It's higher in proof. I would probably say in the 110 range, maybe closer to 115. Nice and viscous, man. It really gets up into your gums too. I like this one a lot. I like this one a whole lot. Mash Bill. That's who I was thinking of. That's who I was thinking of. Sorry about that. And you too. Okay, hot buttery rolls is going on at 10. All right, my bad. I'm straight now. I'm straight. Donnie said that Clifton is exploring sherry and sherry matured whiskey, Amontillado, Pedro Jimenez, and Oloroso. Nice. Time for movie night with the kids. Terrence Scott, no problem at all. Thank you much for stopping by. It's cool. You're cool. Everybody's cool. Thanks for being cool and here and being cool here. I like you, people. Oh, goodness me. Maybe I have some Russells too. There's a chance. There's a chance, but it doesn't quite go turkey for me. Actually, it kind of does. It does kind of go turkey. Yeah. That's good. That's real good. Yeah. Bourbon, rye's a flavoring grain, Kentucky. I'm gonna go about 8 years old again. I'm gonna say 115 proof. And I think that's about it. Yeah. So I do not know what any of these are. I am really excited to find these out. Again, Lucy, my wife, took care of blinding me for these. So let's get into it, shall we? Boy, she really folded this sucker up. Jeez, she folded it inside another piece of paper. Well done. Oh, snap. Okay. All right. So, first one, I had said that it was about 7 years old, and I had said that it was a wheated bourbon from Heaven Hill. Unfortunately, I was incorrect on that. It was the Rabbit Hole High Rye Bourbon, which I thought number 3 was. Number 3 actually doesn't surprise me. We'll talk about that when we get there. And it actually did. I'll talk about it when we get there again. But it did actually wind up being the only rye bourbon on here. Or excuse me, rye whiskey. So as I said, number one was the Rabbit Hole High Rye. 95 proof, over 3 years old. So I was off on age. I was pretty close in proof. I had said about 90, 95. Um, but I was definitely off on the flavoring grain. Uh, it's fine. It was weird. It was different. I mean, it just jumped right to the back of my palate, which I wasn't anticipating. Um, might be rare breed, but you think I'd know that. You think I would know that, but we'll talk about sample 4 in a minute as well. Number 2 was Elijah Craig small batch. Oh, Blind Rabbit's Private Barrel. That's the pick that I was on that pick. That's great. It's a single barrel. It's not actually small batch, but that's fine. That was a rye bourbon. 94 proof. I said closer to 100, didn't I? So I was a little bit off. Can't remember the age on this one though. I think it was about 8 years old. I think so. 8 or 9. Yeah. But that's I'm not upset about that at all. And the fact that I was like, oh, this is really good, and it was a pick that I was on, I'm pretty happy with. So, number 3. And this is the one that I said tasted a little bit more craft, and also that I wasn't as big of a fan of. And it's a rye whiskey. It's the only rye whiskey on this list. And it goes back to something that I kind of remember feeling when I revisited this whiskey for the first time in a while. And it's Rittenhouse Bottled and Bond. 100 proof, 4 years old. So I know I said under 4 years. That was about right. What did I say on the proof on that one? I can't remember. Somebody in the chat, let me know. What did I say on proof on sample number 3? It might have been close to 100, but I can't remember. Flavoring age or second grain, and this secondary grain, I guess, can be considered corn. It is 51% rye. I, of course, not going to give it to myself because it is a rye whiskey. I want to go back and now that I've tasted this again, or now that I know what it is, I want to actually taste it again and see if I can kind of see. It's that low rye, the barely legal rye that throws me off, and I'm so used to the 95 fives and higher grain or higher rye content just in rye whiskeys that when I get to the lower ryes, I'm just kind of like I'm like, this is a bourbon, and like it's just impossible for me to, not impossible necessarily, but it just drinks like a high rye bourbon. Which is a good reason why, and it was partially power of suggestion, but I would have been very confident in saying that this was the Rabbit Hole high rye bourbon, but it is what it is. So let me grab a taste of this. That's a tricky one. The rye spice is virtually absent from the palate. And so it's truthfully not my favorite. I prefer Pikesville. I think the proof on Pikesville tends to help it out quite a bit as well. Oh, you're not a fan of higher rye rise. I love high rise. High rye rise. High rye rise. Rye rye rise. Rye 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 rye. No, I just sound like a dog low growling. Rye 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 rye. It's been a long day. Yeah, I just Rittenhouse has its place, and I think that Rittenhouse is good in cocktails. I don't like sipping it neat. That being said, I mean, it's not bad. It's just not my favorite thing in the world. Um, I'm really happy that number two was that pick I got to go on with our folks, our friends over in North Carolina, the Blind Rabbits Whiskey Society. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. And last but not least, we were right about this, Daniel. This was a turkey. This was a Russell's Reserve private barrel from Total Wine, actually. 110 proof, 8 years old. Yeah. So, and as I was saying too, it reminded me of turkey. So, it's so good. This is a great single barrel. Oh man, I hit that 110 proof pretty dead on, and the age as well for that matter. Oh, it really drinks like a turkey. It really does, especially a Russell single barrel pick. So I'm a fan, man. I'm all about it. And of course, rye being the secondary agent or secondary grain, of course, it being a Kentucky bourbon, and a bourbon as a type of whiskey. John says, I just poured some bullet rye that I've had in the back of the cabinet for almost a year. And I have to admit the mintiness has subsided a bit and I'm not hating it anymore. Yeah, that's that MGP high rye the bullet uses. It's 95.5. So, I mean, I can understand it. High ryes are not for everybody. They are kind of an acquired taste, much like Scotch is. But, especially peated Scotch. But I love my high ryes, man. They're good. They're good stuff. So all in all, I'll call it only because I have it poured, of course. But I mean, I wasn't even talking about like most of the tasting notes, and that's kind of where we landed. But I mean, that was very easily a turkey. Once I thought about it a little bit, but yeah, man, that was good. I'm happy I finally did that. Clearly, I have some more work to do. I've got some more time I've got to put in to, to train my palate, I would say. But at the same time, I'm going to call this a success for the most part. And, yeah. I'm happy I've done this about 2 weeks out because it means that it wasn't a called it at all. That's fair, Daniel. That's fair. But it gives me time to kind of hone a few things and maybe try a few more low ryes, especially barely legal ones, because I think that's going to give me a better chance at identifying those. I need to find something that is a little bit more characteristic of low ryes. Of course, no MGP in here, so I need to spend some time digging into those, I think, as well. But overall, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for the night as we are 10 minutes before Mash Bills. Pre-game stream, warm-up stream. But thank you all so much. I'm tired. I've spoken a lot today and my voice is getting real gravelly hard. So, yeah, if you have not yet, please like the episode. Please check out all the links in the description below, including our social media. our threadless shop with all of our apparel and merchandise, and our Patreon as well, patreon.com/morebourbonpodcast, for as little as $1 a month. $5 a month gets you some bonus content, including bonus audio episodes. Do I have both of the versions of the Wilderness Trail 6-year? I do not. I do not have the rye bourbon. I only have the wheated bourbon. I think I have the wheated bourbon. Yeah, I've got the wheat. May give you a way to dive in on rye versus wheat. Yeah, that is true. That is true. So maybe I will. I'll spend some more time with Wilderness Trail over the next couple of weeks as well. Oh, thank you all so much for being here. If you've not yet subscribed, please do. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the episode. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see you next week for our regular stream. But until then, I'm Perry. And this is TIMBP Live. We'll see you guys real freaking soon. All right? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye.